On this episode, I turn the drive axles between centres on the lathe. The axles have features machined in for the wheels, the cranks, and the axle boxes. We start work over at the horizontal bandsaw, cutting 15mm mild steel round bar to length. Then it's off to the lathe to clean up the ends of the bars and drill centre holes using a small centre drill. Once complete, I change out the 3-jaw chuck for a faceplate and centre. You'll notice I have a stud bolted into the faceplate. This will be used to drive the lathe dog when I flip the part, as I want to locate the lathe dog on the wheel feature to avoid damage to the surface that fits inside the axle box. I start with the live centre in the tailstock and insert the bar between centres with the lathe dog attached. I then take a first skim cut to remove the mill scale and true up the bar with the centres. With the bar trued up, I swap the live centre for a half centre. This will allow access to the first couple of features on the end of the bar. The half centre, like any other fixed centre, needs to be kept well lubricated. I'm running at about 400 RPM as the setup is slightly off balance and I want to avoid the half centre heating up too much. As I get close to the final size of the first feature, check the diameter using micrometer, then take my final cuts using some cutting oil to improve surface finish, before finishing with 220 grit emery cloth. The final step is to finish the shoulder, using the digital readout to accurately locate it. When all the features on this end of the bar are complete, I shift focus to the centre of the bar, using a combination of left hand and right hand tools to reduce it to the final size. I leave the transition between the centre and the end of the bar for a later setup. Once I'm at final size, it's time to flip the bar and machine the features on the other end. Following the same procedure, I remove the mill scale and true the bar. Then it's time to swap the live centre for the half centre again, and adding a bit of oil to the centre for lubrication. My first operation is to cut the axle box feature. So with several passes, I reduce the diameter to 10mm, leaves a little bit of clearance to the axle box. As I sneak up on the final size, I use a micrometer to check the diameter, followed by a final pass with cutting oil to improve the surface finish. Then I recheck the diameter and finish with emery cloth. Next I machined the feature for the crank on the end of the bar, reducing the diameter to just over 8mm for a press fit. I then finished the shoulder before swapping back to the live centre. Now with the live centre, I reduced the bar down to 14mm before cutting the feature for the wheels at 12mm diameter. Once again I sneak up on the final dimension, checking the diameter with the micrometer before making my final cut, then finishing with emery paper. Next I rotate the cross slide to cut the angled transition, which goes from 14mm down to 12mm in the centre of the bar. After several passes, I finished with a file. I used a combination of a lathe file and a smaller file as well, because of the size of the area of work. My lathe file is a Nicholson fine cut. I note they should always have a handle, and I've also removed sharp corners off the front for safety. Once I'd completed one end, I then flipped the part over and repeated the same procedure. Now with the part complete, time for a trial assembly. The axle boxes are slid onto the ends of the axle before being slid into the horn blocks. And here we have the final assembly, with the frame still upside down. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.